Hi there. How's it going? Well, I'm testing my ability to just let go and go with the flow again in this journal. I have, like the rest of you, had all these energy adjustments incoming and changes ongoing, and I'm a little off my feed and off my feet. And so, seeking balance as ever. So, here we go. Um, One of the things I wanted to share, of course, before we go anywhere, step into heart or into the now moment. Otherwise, you might as well just, click off and over to something else because I know I don't make any sense to the mind. And at this point, I just don't care about that. Those that want that, oh my God, it's abundantly available. So they'll just have to go elsewhere. Meanwhile, there's us. Now, I was noticing something in myself, again, just as a template for what's going on, and that is I have ceiling fans throughout the house, and I appreciate them a lot. Now, naturally, in the winter, they don't get used very often. Sometimes, I mean, when I have a nice day, I open the windows and the screen door and turn on the fans and really enjoy that. But meanwhile, there are a lot of things in this house that could use a cleaning. Uh, and it's kind of funny that with a sink full of dishes, I think the only thing I'm caught up on right now is the laundry. But the floors are in need, and the dusting, and there's so many things. And what does she do? She cleans the ceiling fans and the light fixtures up there. Interesting, huh? Well, all I want to say about that is that our outside mirrors our inside. And so you can take the little things you do and you can look at them for what are they saying, because they're reflecting you to you. Now, that doesn't mean I totally understand these things. Whether I have cleaned out something on the upper levels of being, I mean, I'm not saying I know totally what it means. I just know that it's a reflection. And so then my heart watches and waits to come into more of the understanding about what that means. So I thought I'd share that. There really is no such thing as mundane. Maybe that's another word that needs to get booted out of the lexicon. It can seem to apply to others. It really is a mind-centric word. That anything can seem mundane is not found in heart. Okay, now what else did I want to share? Oh, I know. Okay, as you can guess, and as you can read sometimes in the comments on the videos or on my page, I do get guff from people at times, and that's to be expected. And I'm not here to complain. Good Lord, no. I only remove it from my channel when it's excessively nasty. If someone has something to say that's just kind of tough and grumpy and, that kind of thing, it'll stay and, unless they kind of cross over a line. Because after all, this is my channel and it's my space, and I do want to keep it clean. Uh, but I welcome all the disagreements and things that if your heart wants you to voice it, you're welcome here. What I like looking at, it's more of the watch and observe thing. Once upon a time, what I did with negative comments was just to archive them without responding. I just let it go and didn't try to respond. Now, as I look back, I was living a bit more in the mind, because mind was telling me, well, clearly they're not open to anything you have to say, so you don't want to argue, so why bother responding? Okay, that was a mental thing. These days, I find maybe more than 50% of the time that heart will give a response. Now, it's not always welcomed, although there are some who have turned into friends and subscribers when the kindness of the response was well received. Well, okay, there are others. Now, what do I mean to say with this? I mean that as I watch self responding, I learn. One of the things I discover is how different I am now, because it's often kind of it takes me by surprise, the response that may come. It's very individual. I watch and heart reaches out and feeling into the person who has written there just to touch bases with their energy and see what's to be found. And, you know, maybe about half of the time there's nothing to say, but other times there is something to say. Now, when someone is projecting, um, we can almost give up on trying to show them that because people are not responsive to being told such a thing. I mean, you guys would be on the spiritual path regularly listening to these things. It's people, all of us. It's an attitude and a quality of mind that doesn't want to be told that it's imperfect in any way. It just really is invested in wanting to be right. And it believes that it's right. And so I haven't found so far that it helps to even mention the word projection because it just gets turned around and used against you. Argument is not good. It's just dancing around in that polarized energy, and it feeds the dark ones who live on that kind of thing. So there's no point in it. But to reach out and touch a heart and maybe make a difference and maybe open up someone's heart to themselves, oh, that's a joy. And that's always an option, an opportunity. So anyway, and see, I don't know if I'm really seeing into the future or not here. But I can watch myself learning from what's going on around me, and it's a lot of breaking away from relying on anything at all external. How about you? Um, it used to be that, and I know it's still in there, there's a part of me that wants to be thought well of by others. And so I watch that part along with the rest. And it's interesting to see how it doesn't play the major role anymore. And what I seem to see in the future is that I'll probably be getting a lot more guff. And it's part of uh, standing in your power that this gets magnetized. And it's a blessing. Can you see it as a blessing and a gift when somebody gives you a ration of, stuff? Instead of polarizing immediately, if you're in heart or in the now or in watch and observe mode, then what you're watching is yourself. You're not really so much concerned about them. I mean, the reality is that that's all our creation out there. And I don't quite know how to swallow that. I haven't swallowed it completely yet. I know it mentally and I know it on a deeper level, but I don't have the full experiential knowing of it that I foresee is available there. This waking up thing. I wonder if we're going to look back, and I almost wonder if we're going to wish we didn't do it so quickly at some point. There is so much we are getting from just being here. So anyway, here's hoping that we can all have our eyes turned inward so that no matter what comes to us from the seeming outside world there, we're watching the self. We're watching and learning by seeing how the self is handling it. And sometimes that's the way Spirit takes to show us, hey, you've moved on a good bit. Have a look-see. You know? If it was only sunshine and lollipops, we wouldn't grow, my friends. We wouldn't expand and move on. All right, now, what else is here? See, part of this is I'm having more energy, and I'm not used to that. And maybe the body isn't handling it totally well yet. I seem a little more, it's not nervous or jumpy, but it's different, you know? Okay, so what else is to share? Maybe nothing, huh? Let me check it out. Well, all I hear is silence. Okay, so I have a link I want to share with you. I've only just listened and heard this person one time. Her name is Jasmuheen, or Jasmuheen, or I'm not sure exactly how to say it. Now, she's kind of like a breatharian, only not. And I was deeply moved and touched by what she had to share in this video. She talks about living on love and about not being an absorptive being, but rather a radiating one. And if you've never heard of a breatharian, they don't eat and they don't drink, and they live just fine. And if you think it's a myth, they have, at least one that I know of, has allowed himself to be taken into a hospital and hooked up to their machines and things and stay there day and night and prove to them that he neither eats nor drinks and that he's just fine and that he's not lying about this. It's the mind, you know, that just can't believe such things. And so Jasmuheen, it takes this to another or a different level. And I find it great because it's not a matter of practice with her. She's more in the heart than that. And I love it. And she's right. It's by seeing things, it's by knowing that things are possible that we are enabled to move forward, to grow, to expand, and to step out into some more of the anything's possible idea. It really is. We really do craft our reality. And so I present for your enjoyment the link to Jasmuheen. Blessings, everyone. Bye-bye.